Hi there Makeup Addicts, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Sarah and today I'm going to take you through my 2021 favourites in every makeup category. So if you're looking for some makeup recommendations, stay tuned. Hi there, welcome back. Thanks so much if you're already subscribed, and if you're not, just hit the button just down here. So I'm going to take you through my 2021 makeup favourites, and without further ado, let's get on with it. First category is primer, and although I tried to tell myself I could only have one favourite in every category, I do have two here for two very different reasons. One is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I didn't buy this for ages. I thought it was completely not for me. My foundation sits on top of this so well. The only thing I would say is this does not smell very nice, but just gives you a little bit of a glow. And I tend to have oily skin and wouldn't normally go for something like this, but it just like shines through later on in the day in a really nice way. So I really enjoy this primer. Like I said, I have another one, and that is this Tarte, what is this even called? This is called Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. That's a long name. And this is just like a bit more of a putty consistency, and I bought this because of Tati Westbrook, and I'm sure you all watch her channel. She swears by this to like fill in her pores, and I completely agree. It's a really wonderful pore filling primer. So if you can get hold of that, Tarte do ship to the UK, so if you can get hold of that, happy days. Next up is foundation. My hands down favourite foundation from this year is this Glossier, Perfecting Skin Tint. I mean, it's barely a foundation, but this just shades out really nicely but gives you just a tiny bit of coverage. I like that it's in a squeezy bottle, so it's easy to know when you've run out of it. I have run out of this, but as I'd run out of this, I couldn't quickly get my hands on another one because they don't have shops, so you have to order it online. And I was in desperate need of something similar. I've seen a lot of people raving about this Fenty Beauty skin tint, and I tell you, I agree. It's a very similar sort of thing. This is cheaper, but it's a very similar sort of thing, and I've been using this non-stop ever since I ran out of my Glossier. So I definitely recommend this as well if you're looking for that sort of skin tint, tiny bit of coverage. You definitely get more coverage from the Fenty than you do from the Glossier, but either way, both are really nice, not full coverage, full on foundations. If you just want something a bit lighter, either of these will do well for that. Next up, let's talk about concealer. My favourite concealer hasn't changed for years, and it is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I wear shade Light Vanilla 2, and I love this stuff. I will buy it every time I run out of it, and to be fair, I do run out of it quite quickly, but it's a lovely concealer, really easy wearing, doesn't really crease, gives great coverage. What more do you need? Next up, although slightly out of order, is eye primer, and again, this hasn't changed either. My favourite eye primer is the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Again, this is just the sort of thing that I will just buy every time I run out of it without a second thought. But now let's carry on with base items and go on to cream contour. I have been absolutely loving the Fenty shade Stix. Is that what they're called? Stix with an S? X Match Stix, these are called. I use the shade Amber as my contour. It's a really cool brown, not warm at all actually. It just makes for a really nice cream contour and blends so easily, whether you're using a brush or a beauty blender or whatever. Really great product. Next up is powder contour, and this is a bit random if I'm honest, because I know that there's a million different contour powders you can use, but I like specifically, I found it in this palette, and it's MAC Sculpt. You can buy it separately. Whoop. You can buy it separately, but it's this shade here, MAC Sculpt. Really nice, not too warm brown, and just complements this Fenty matchstick really nicely. But it's probably been my favourite for about 2 years now. So MAC Sculpt, recommend to anyone. Let's move on to bronzer. I don't use a cream bronzer. I never have. I've never found one that I got along with, so I don't have a favourite, but I do have a favourite powder bronzer. And this was a really hard decision because I've got quite a few bronzers that I could just alternate through quite easily. I love the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I mean, who doesn't? And the fact that we can now get that in Boots here is amazing, because it used to be like America only. So the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is a favourite. Benefit Hoola Bronzer, I like that. I like the Flower Beauty one. I like the massive Charlotte Tilbury pans that you can get. But if I was in a position where I could only use one bronzer for the rest of my life, it would be specifically the one that is in this Bronze and Glow palette. It's not the same as their shade 1 individual bronzers, and the shade 2 looks too dark, but this shade in the Bronze and Glow palette is my favourite bronzer. But that's at a push, because there's a few that I could have picked if I'm completely honest. Naturally, next is highlighter. Not this highlighter, believe it or not. And again, this is another one that I kind of alternate between, so it was difficult to pick a favourite. But when pushed, if I was stuck on a desert island, I would use this Ofra, I think this was the Nikki Tutorials one. Yeah, Nikki Tutorials Collab. I hate that word. Highlighter, and this is Glazed Donut, and it's so nice. I love the way that it just sits on the skin. It's really nice and beaming, but doesn't highlight texture, so I really love this. The packaging is just so satisfying, that magnetic enclosure. Oh, how long has that been wonky for? Stop being wonky. Next up, back on cream products, let's go for our cream blusher. And you know, I've really gotten into cream blusher this year, and my favourite, without a shadow of a doubt, is the Colourpop Blush Stix. I bought this when I went to New York and didn't use it for months and months and months, and then finally popped it open, and I absolutely love it. So this will be another one that I get when I go back to America, if we're ever allowed to travel again. I love this. I must give an honourable mention though to the Glossier Cloud Pen, I think they're called, because they're really nice as well. For me, they just sheer out. You use quite, well, you don't use quite a lot. You accidentally use quite a lot every time you use it, and it just sheers out to nothing. Powder blusher, again, easy choice. And that year in, year out is the MAC Peaches powder blush. I love this stuff. If I could only use one blush for the rest of my life, I would not be sad that this was the only blush I could use. I'd be really quite happy with it. This is a bit battered, but I love this blusher, MAC Peaches. Let's talk about brow products. And I know that quite a lot of people have favourite brow powder, favourite brow gel, favourite brow cream, and all the different things. I have one favourite brow product. And again, stuck on a desert island, if I only had this one thing for the rest of my life, I'd be a very happy person. And that is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. This is maybe my third or fourth one of these, because I keep running them out, and if they ever stop selling it, I'll be devastated. And I don't necessarily use the pencil end, if I'm honest, because it's just a little bit too dark for me. But the pen end, I use this every single day, and I very quickly just got into the habit of boop, 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 brows done. Just draw in some extra hairs and you're all done. I love this. If they ever discontinue it, I'll be devastated, because I have tried Glossier's brow pen and didn't enjoy it at all. But I think Benefit have just released one, haven't they? And I might have to give that a try, because this won't be around forever. I never see anyone talk about it, which makes me feel like it's not hugely popular, but either way. Next up, eyeliner. Now I take like black eyeliners as they come and go. I could never pick a favourite. I mean, just give me one and it's fine. But for a liquid liner, my favourite is the Benefit Roller Liner. I've got the black and I've got the brown. They're just really easy to use. They're really manageable. The nib is really nice. Gives a good flow of ink. Love it. Can't really go wrong. I realised that there are 1,000,001 of these, and there are some real top favourites. Like I think the KVD Beauty one, that's quite a favourite amongst the beauty gurus, along with the House Labs, the Lady Gaga one. Not had a chance to try that yet, but these are great. These are great. If you're looking for something that you can just get on the high street, they're great. Next up, mascara. Now, unfortunately, my favourite mascara is one that you just can't get in the UK. Well, it's Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. You can get it in the UK, but I'd have to buy like 4 of them to go over Tarte's free shipping boundary, because I think it's like 60 quid or something. But this Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, I absolutely love it. So there's a recommendation if you ever find yourself in a position to get one of those. They're great. Next up, lip liner. Again, you can take these as they come. A lip liner is a lip liner, but I like to wear red lipstick a lot. And I feel like you can get liners that even bleed that red lipstick or just aren't red enough. And the one that I really enjoy is this Makeup Forever colour pencil. This is just a really nice red. It's the red that I like to wear. But yeah, I really love this liner. It's also worth noting that I really do enjoy the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheats. They're really great. Hair lip liners are really nice. Next up, lipstick. This is almost impossible for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you my favourite formula. My favourite formula of lipstick is the Charlotte Tilbury. Doesn't say which one it is. This is Lost Cherry, the shade. Really nice shade. But I love this formula. They smell amazing. Like really vanilla-y and sweet. But the formula of all of her lipsticks, I just really, really enjoy them. And also you just can't get over that packaging. Staying on lipstick, I also want to talk about liquid lipstick specifically, and I do have two favourites here. Forgive me again. One is like my everyday. So these Bourjois, what are you, Rouge Edition Velvet liquid lips. These are really nice, really good, just everyday lipsticks. I know that Boots have stopped selling Bourjois, and I hope that doesn't mean it's gone, because I really do enjoy these and I just have them in my bag all the time. Wear them for work, wear them out during the day, really comfortable. But I do have a favourite red lipstick, and that is this Colourpop. Look, it's completely worn off. All signs of what this was once called have gone. Colourpop's liquid lipstick in this bright red. I love it. The only thing I would say is the bottle tends to leak, so if you put this in your bag with anything else, it will all turn red. But either way, when I run out of that, I'll be gutted, because again, you've got to spend quite a lot to get over Colourpop's free shipping barrier. Other bits and bobs, face powder. My favourite face powder is the Fenty Beauty one. Oh, how much of a wreck is this? Forgive me. This Fenty Beauty powder, what's it called? Pro Filter with an apostrophe. Pro Filter. This is really nice. I'm not the sort of person that complains about flashback. Generally don't use flash because I'm never at that sort of event. But either way, it smells nice. It sinks into the skin really nicely. Your face doesn't look powdery when you've used it. Really, really enjoy this. We are nearly there. Next up, setting spray. And as much as I go around the houses with setting sprays, I always come back, I always come back to MAC Fix Plus. Now this is the Magic Radiance one, not necessarily my favourite one. My favourite is the original coconuts, so just the normal Fix Plus with the coconut scent in it. I love it so much, but I've run out of that. And this was on a Boots £10 Tuesday offer once upon a time, so I thought I would pick this up. So MAC Fix Plus, I like the sprayer, I like the smell, I like how it makes my skin look after I've powdered. So MAC Fix Plus, and I think that is like my full favourite face of 2021. There is one thing missing from this, of course, and that's eyeshadow palettes. That's really hard because I just use a different one every day. If I was going to say my favourite is the one I've used the most, then without a shadow of a doubt, it would be the original Jacqueline Hill palette. I just dive into it all the time, and if I'm ever staying away from home, I mean, you've got everything you need in there, haven't you? There's nothing in there. There's nothing missing from there. So this, I just find a really easy go-to palette. If I'm going away, I can just shove it in my bag, and then I'm like sorted for a whole week if I wanted to be. But I'd like to give an honourable mention to the Natasha Denona. Is this the Mini Glam? Yeah, the Mini Glam palette. If you are going somewhere overnight, 1 or 2 days, this is a really nice array of colours for me. It's the sort of thing I would wear. A nice brown in the crease, a deeper brown in the outer corner, and then a choice of shimmer shades. So this I've used a few times, I really enjoy it, and if I'm literally just going somewhere for a day, this will see me through quite easily. And that, I think, is a full face of my favourites in 2021. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'd love to know what your favourites are. If you live and die by a product, like what is it? What is your favourite foundation that you just buy it over and over and over again, you'll never be swayed away from? I'd really love to know your favourites because I'd love to try some of them. So let me know in the comments what your favourites are. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up so that I know that you like this sort of content. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe in the bottom corner down here. Really helps out a channel like mine. Hope you're having a great time wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.